Adjust the volume once more. The timer's counting down. The stage is set. The lights are bright. It is HOTU taking on Gentle Mates for the grand final of Roman Imperium Cup V. I believe it is around $8,000 on the line, and that precious trophy as well. And our first map of this matchup is going to be Mirage. Just around slow and steady from HOTU as expected. Norbert's going to be taking a very patient approach in towards kAlash. Nuke deployed in towards Khan. You can see the rest of HOTU is trying to seize mid-control, and they have done just that. Martinez is making his way up towards the ladder on balcony. Norbert is waiting for an activation from the rest of his teammates, but they have to clear out this balcony position first, and Alex cannot find a single thing. Martinez has his attention dragged away. He's been noted as well. So as kAlash is able to find sausol, Norbert is going to take out Martinez. Rotations are going to be free to be cut off, but frontales is going to be able to plant that bomb. So post plants are going to be set up from the side of HOTU. Gentlemates have to try and creep their way in, but look at this position from kAlash. Shot rings out from mopoz P2000, and it will not hit its mark. AVG is waiting in spawn and has dual Berettas to activate, and is good for the kill onto kAlash. He's cautious about a flank through murder hole, but it will not come to fruition just yet. As Duke is going to kind of just chillax and wait for any rotations in towards B. AVG able to find the swing. Can't connect the dots just yet, but finally able to find the second kill, trying to keep those dual Berettas alive, but frontales will shut it down. A strong start to the pistol round for the side of HOTU, and this is exactly how they looked on these prior maps, but we have to keep going and see how the rifle rounds are really going to develop, because we talked about how Gentlemates prefer the strategy, and that Mirage isn't necessarily a map that promotes a lot of the strategies, and realistically, it's the aim duels are what it comes down to. Top con, mid-control taken from HOTU once again. Martinez with the scout is kind of in between a rock and a hard place, just trying to jiggle his attention, but Duke has dropped a resmoke, and there's a boost being had towards Catwalk. Duke has dropped down to 80 HP, but no kill is resulted. And Duke is still just trying to press the charge up towards Connector. Able to find some good space, smoking towards jungle. Martinez is trying to offer a little bit of vision, but won't be able to see anything as Duke has not given a swing out, and as he does, a shot from Martinez. Mopoz is able to find a kill towards Catwalk, I believe that was, and Norbert is going to be the one to hit the floor. AVG activates towards Catwalk, can't find the first kill, but mizu is there to clean it up. Mopoz is still cautious of this upper B play, but sausol is awaiting in ladder room. Offers up a spam of the MP9, but doesn't connect the dots. Frontales drop down to 14 HP, has the bomb on his back, but it feels like the A site is going to be the prize for HOTU if they're able to press the pedal to the metal. 10 recovered, or MP9 for sausol. kAlash is waiting for any rotations. Finds the first. Notes mopoz being in jungle as well, and that allows frontales to separate the head from his shoulders. It's Martinez in a 1v3, has a scout. So only needs one shot onto frontales or Duke. kAlash going to be the main proprietor of these duels, but after popping shots is not going to go for a repeat. Waits for the flashbang, and now it's all onto kAlash. He's sent hunting. Shot misses again from Martinez, and kAlash will add a bit of extra bullets into the body. HOTU able to convert their second round. Force Spy did come out from the side of Gentlemates, so should see a upgraded pistol round from the likes of them. And HOTU will look to continue this bonus. There's those extra bit of bullets into the body. mizu looking for that early pick, but just narrowly missed the timing of Martinez. I'm not sure if Martinez actually spotted him either, but a Molotov towards balcony will drop sausol off of the position. It's a three-man stack towards this A site. Martinez close by Khan, but Duke is thinking about walking through the smoke and will not. Gonna wait for Martinez to go up the stairs and try to find an angle, but Martinez is just gonna go walking through the smoke. Duke has him offered up on a silver platter. Sausol's able to find mizu with a deagle kill, but Robert activates and finds the trade, so in the 3v4, all of the Gentlemates are completely locked out of their sight. DVG is close by missiles with a P250, but he's just waiting for any over-aggression from HOTU, and based on where this plant spot is, it doesn't feel like they're even going to get remotely close towards towards CT. Same time, Mopoz has found his way towards ramp on the elevated angle. Oh, but kAlash is so ready for this. Just go swinging and finds the kill beautifully. He knows that gentlemates are trying to take these AKs out of the hands. But as the exit happens towards ramp... Oh, I was going to say there's an entrance in towards CT, but it is immediately shut down. So a beautiful third round from HOTU. Gentlemates will have a full buy going into this next one. And so this is where the gentlemates really get to decide on how this game is going to look for them. Window smoke, top mid smoke as well to prevent any vision. Of course, an expenditure of 2 grenades. But look at this, mid aggression being taken. Alex is making his way all the way up, and Duke is not ready for this. Has a knife in his hand. Alex is creeping around the corner, but will not spot anything. And Duke didn't spot Alex either. The footsteps should have been heard. Flashbang pops, and beautifully, Alex is still alive, but the sandwich is happening. sausol is able to find one. Alex goes down. Norbert and Duke go 2 for 2. And meanwhile, Norbert's made his way all the way through this A site. mopoz is going to hit the floor as well. Frontales cleans it up. It is a flawless first few rounds from the side of HOTU. The vibes are still high in the gentlemates camp. Tac timeout does come in. So maybe a little bit of a change of pace from the side of gentlemates. On their first rifle round, they attempted that counter mid-aggression, but it was immediately shut down. The protocol was in order, and even with, I believe that was, I'm blanking on the name. One of the HOTU players had his knife out, but heard the footsteps. The counter flash was in order. As our tac pause does come to a close. Hand slaps make their way around. Buys come in. You can hear drops being given as well. And the beautiful crowd of the Roman Imperium Cup V. And speaking of 5, round 5 is on the horizon. Mizu's going for that signature aggression in towards a ramp, but look at this. Gentlemate's looking to strike right back. AWP sings from Frontales as he's able to find the first. Alex was able to skirt past the gaze, though. And so as Frontales goes peeking out, he will miss the shot. Alex is able to live for just a moment longer, and Mizu takes advantage of that smoke deployment. Found his way in towards Tetris, but is kind of isolated for the time being. Has teammates behind the smoke, but knows the hunt is coming. HOTU have gotten a rotation in towards connector. Meanwhile, all of HOTU are just trying to make their way and bust out of this A site. Flash is on this lurk towards B, has to win this duel against mopoz, and HOTU are just waiting for the result of this exchange. mopoz activates, kAlash falls, that's the lurk play dead, and so HOTU are forced to breach their way in towards this A site. They're still cautious of Alex being under balk because that position was noted some time ago, but the question now remains, does he reposition? And he does not. DVG gets 2 kills and is able to slow down this hit just barely, but drops it down to a 2v2 as well. So the numbers are even. mopoz has made his way in towards CT. Flashbang over the top will blind mopoz, but no spot is had. Norbert's still close by, but they're too close for comfort, and as mopoz activates, he takes out Norbert, and mopoz finds the 2K to close out the round. It's the donut into the breadstick for gentlemates, and a successful rifle round. Does he have a space heater on the desk next to his... Is that what I just saw? Does mopoz have a space heater for his mouse hand? Look at that, on the left. I think he does. Some interesting tech. But if it wins you games, that's what matters. Mizu, rather than being the proprietor out towards a ramp, is going to look for aggression in towards underpass. Counter utility is already in order. Molotov will stunt the push for now, but Alex still has another HE grenade to be offered up. And it will be deployed. Bottom con smoke to give a little bit of a facade of some connector aggression, but considering DVG was the one deployed it, might not work in their favor. Big nade drops Mizu down to 40 HP. HOTU, after a length of time, have not been able to find anything so far. Still just trying to gather information across the map. It looks like strat book is starting to be built out. As the bomb is regrouping in towards this A site. Bottom con smoke is matched with the top con smoke, and so Alex has a decision to make. Does he want to try and contest this connector position? Or does he want to wait for them to walk into the crosshairs? kAlash misses a jump in connector, which might actually be the information they need, but Alex able to find the first, looking for the second through the smoke, but can't convert it. kAlash is good for the trade. mopoz able to activate from ramp, gets shut down by frontales AWP, and sausol, the sole defender of this A site, has to play the patient game. Davey G's waiting for a repeat. frontales able to find Martinez through catwalk in a crucial duel, I'd say. The sausol repositions towards jungle. Davey G's going to go for a hefty flank towards a ramp. And I'm not sure if HOTU will expect this. Nuke is holding firebox ever so tightly, but Davey G is going to go swinging around the corner. Finds frontales off guard. So dukefissura is in a 2v1. Has health in his favor. Bomb ticking away, but tap of the bomb from sausol will posture a peek. And Davey can't convert. Yes, he can. Duke's good for one. Kit is on the board, and the defuse should come through. Wow. Wow. By the skin of their teeth, they're able to pull off the defuse. Davey G able to convert that trade frag. I mean, you can't ask for much more if you're gentlemates. Alex with a great defense up towards connector, went 1-for-1, but realistically, the reposition from Davey G out from mid is what did it for me. You saw him take early contact up connector, but immediately try to reposition all the way through ramp, and because his teammate, and I believe that was sausol, went towards jungle, that gave the facade that sausol was Davey G, and that just allowed him to walk through a ramp without, taking any information. Tech pause does come through. I believe I heard a disconnect. So the momentum is halted, but by external forces. And it becomes quiet as ever in the LAN center. I think another disconnect. Gentlemates also do definitely have that home court advantage. Tournament being played in Portugal, and majority of these players from Spain, so not too far from each other. However, HOTU have come quite a distance to put up some great results at that. In their last match, they were against Fnatic. They were able to climb the VRS leaderboard just enough to put themselves at 22nd after beating Fnatic. And just before we went live with this one, I was talking about the VRS implications of this very match. Nothing changes across the board if gentlemates win or lose, and nothing changes if HOTU lose either. So, really, HOTU wanting to win is the main priority, especially if they're trying to climb up that VRS leaderboard and secure their invites to the next major cycle. And as the tech pause is underway, nothing else. I got nothing else. Turn on some music again. And interestingly enough, I'm kind of curious on whose text pause that was. I was so confused when I opened the stream. Yeah. Yeah, I am definitely not Trotta, but this is Trotta TV, the second channel of Mr. Trotta himself. My name is Blakert_CS. I'm a North American color commentator, and Trotta asked me to cover some matches for him today, so here I am. Appreciate you for stopping by as well. And I believe Big T himself actually has a match going on the main stream, or on his stream. It's Ill Will versus 9 for the Park and Challenger Championship. But we are in the grand finals of this one. It's Gentlemates versus HOTU for the grand finals of the Roman Imperium Cup. Tech pause, I believe, is coming to a close. I heard some flicking of the knives, and hearing some more of that. We're getting a match medic in. And possibly a replay of that last round? I'm not entirely sure, or maybe the match medic was called in for a restart of the computer. Who knows? But hopefully our extended tech pause did not actually ice out any of these players, per se. As HOTU were looking relatively solid in these first couple of rounds. Gentlemates able to strike back on the rifle rounds with some solid protocol, some solid retakes, and a solid bait and switch, I guess, excuse me, you could call it, from sausol and Davy G, but tech pause does come to a close. Freeze time soon to follow. And HOTU currently have a 2-round lead. Finance is not going to be in their back pocket as frontales, kAlash, and mizu don't have rifles. Utility is the priority here. They have done more with less, and they're looking to do it once again. A signature slow-paced start to the round from HOTU, trying to gather information and force the Gentlemates into a change they don't want to take. kAlash is going to be dropped down to 59 HP off of the back of a hefty HE grenade. It feels like that's just going to entice the likes of HOTU to engage this B site. You can see smokes being lined up, I believe, from frontales. I swear, there's the observer or something is in chat, like, listening to me. Martinez is able to connect the first shot on towards Norbert. That's going to prompt a push from kAlash, but he's actually just going to go and pick up that Khalil of Norbert, so a little bit of time gained for the side of Gentlemates to delay even more. Martinez is able to connect his second kill with that AWP, trying to find the third, but the flashbang swings him off the angle. Nuke is good for one. mopoz is able to find his, and it's all on the frontales. MAC-10 Desert Eagle in the back pocket, but against 4 members of the Gentlemates, it's not going to be useful. A complete collapse from the side of HOTU. Gentlemates bring us even closer. And maybe the tech pause was or is what Gentlemates needed. But money is evened out across the board for HOTU. Upgraded pistols in the hands. Martinez has that signature AWP and a miss. Oh, no. Norbert was frustrated he didn't hit that shot. Norbert was frustrated. You saw him shoot that deagle and instantly lean back in his chair and say something, but Davy G has an aggressive catwalk position. Reswing comes out from HOTU, and Norbert's able to get redemption on that A-ramp pick. He sits down Davy G. That's a rifle down towards catwalk, but Alex has this underpass position. And it's going to be a strong one, especially if HOTU try to convert into this B side. But mopoz, caught with his pants down, is able to pick them up and throw his belt on in time. Finds 2 great kills. Able to take the position in towards apartments as well. Now HOTU just have to slow their roll. Frontales waiting towards underpass, waiting for any information, but has the bomb on his back as well. Look at this. Rotations towards this B site from the side of Gentlemates. Actually, never mind. It's just going to be Alex trying to rotate back towards Ticket Booth. But he's missed the timing just a little bit. As Alex rounds the corner. Norbert's going to be tearing his head in the wall, but swing comes in. Alex is able to find the first, looking for the reswing, but sausol dropped down to 11 HP, has the opportunity to fall, and will. Fronto is able to activate, finds that deagle kill. That's a rifle for the taking if he so pleases. But look at this. There's already a flank coming in through T-spawn from mopoz, and this is what I was talking about in that last round. His Gentlemates are so good about finding these early flanks. Martinez is able to find one more with that AWP, whips out the Tech 9. Frontales has an isolated duel, but cannot convert. It's Gentlemen, or Gentlemates, with another round on the board. What's up, Apollo? Didn't even notice the stream was live? Yeah, buddy. Toronto offered me the wonderful opportunity to be able to cast some professional level Counter-Strike, and I am never going to turn that down. Window smoke deployed for the side of HOTU. We are tied up at 4-all. Duke has found an early position in towards bottom mid as well, but it feels like Gentlemates are aware of this possibility. HE grenade gets dropped in. Martinez is able to activate with that AWP, but he's stuck between a rock and a hard place. Smoke towards Apex doesn't come to fruition and help him, but Norbert doesn't even have to activate either. Alex is still tucked in towards connector, but these two mid players from the side of HOTU are completely aware of it. Lurk smoke for DVG to make his way in towards this A side, but look at this. Norbert is completely captivated by this smoke, expecting a walkthrough. DVG is just going to play the patience game. A rotation from Alex to try and catch off this bomb, but timing has to be slick, and it might just be Alex is creeping up the stairs, has the opportunity to shut down this bomb plant and even the play, but if he doesn't turn around, he holds the trigger just a little bit, finds the spray, but can't connect the kill. Smoke to the behind of frontales will allow him to make an exit, but just waiting for him to run out of ammo. B site is free of charge for HOTU. Norbert was able to find mopoz on the rotation, and so Alex, what could have been a round-saving spray, is immediately given up, and HOTU are pretty much guaranteed a fifth because Alex is sent running for the hills, and Norbert's looking to meet him in T-spawn and will, but won't find the kill. Alex has a little bit more padding to the bank account, but nonetheless, it will be a fifth round onto the board for HOTU, and you can even see two members of HOTU already trying to rip this AK out of the hands, trying to get this hunt on, but with Mizu going in towards Palace, it will not come to fruition unless Alex decides to go into Palace himself. Both of these players are at a standstill. Mizu doesn't want to get too over-aggressive and peek too many angles at once. Frontales knows that AWP is worth more than finding the kill, so Alex is able to recover the AK-47. The fifth round onto the board for HOTU. And Gentlemates had a great idea with that underpass push, but that spray did not come to fruition, so a little bit of a awkward situation to be in if you're Gentlemates. But in the grand scheme of things, you're only down one round. Full bind does come back in. Martinez has the AWP in his hands. Alex, of course, able to recover that AK-47, but Martinez is trained on the wrong angle. Waiting for the walkthrough of that top mid-smoke. AK-47 from Alex is going to offer up a spam, but will not find a home. Flashbang to allow Duke to peek, but doesn't spot anything at all. And it's a signature passive round from the side of HOTU. I talked about how they are keen to potentially pumping the gas pedal. Making it slow at the start of the round and looking to speed it up as they find momentum. Alex is able to find a kill on towards Duke. Mizu is shut down from his activation as his support is completely eliminated. And with mid-control given up, that allows Gentlemates to be able to really bolster down these site defenses. You can see they're doing just that. Sausol has made his way towards Ticket. You even see Martinez with that AWP playing a little bit of a risky spot towards default, but there's a late activation to be had from Norbert. Alex is able to dodge a flashbang and spray down Mizu, so that's one lurk down for the side of HOTU. Frontales is able to find mopoz pushing all the way through, and that's the bomb on his back, but Frontales is running right into this B site, and there's already a rotation from Davey G, so he is not cautious, then this might go awry. kAlash is able to find a backstab angle, and as Alex hops up onto the counter, he's going to be taken out. Martinez now has a really rough decision to make, but sausol is covering his angles. sausol goes for the AK pickup and allows himself to live for another day. Frontales will shut down the AWP of Martinez and can't connect the second shot. sausol has a free activation, and it is a beautiful round from Gentlemates. Even when they expose the gaps in the map, they were able to come back, recollect themselves, and make sure that all angles are covered. So, I mean, I don't know if that's the communication from Gentlemates. I don't know if that's the protocol. Whatever that small detail is, because even when Alex fell down, the protocols were still there on the A site, and it was a perfect ping pong. It's 5-all as we head into round number 11. Tactical timeout from the side of HOTU. Will also allow Gentlemates to make a little bit of a stand. Gather themselves up. I still can't get over his neck tattoos. I aspire to be that covered in tattoos one day. But we'll see how long that one takes. Pop mid smoke as well as a window to deny any vision from Gentlemates. Molotov towards the back of the boxes as well to deny any swings, but realistically, every time HOTU have deployed these mid smokes, they haven't gotten too aggressive, and I think that's kind of the signature playstyle that we've been talking about. Being comfortable with that slow mid control. Alex has a great gap in the left side of this window smoke. But as it starts to dissipate, he knows the risks that await with it. Bottom con smoke makes the approach a little bit more difficult. I lost my voice for like 2 seconds there. With 50 seconds left on the clock, there's a missed window smoke. Or is it missed? Or is it allow mizu to play around back into the smoke? Mid-flash. Oh, Duke is able to take out Alex. That's a critical kill for the side of HOTU, and sausol is only good for one. There's spams being offered up from Martinez and from mopoz, but CPG from bottom con feels like he has to be the next proprietor of this push, but with that kill onto mopoz, it's going to be a save call from the side of Gentlemates. It's a 6th round onto the board from HOTU as Davey G and Martinez try to save what they have in their hands. And Norbert's already on the prowl. He's trying to find the hunt. Footsteps have been noted, though, so Davey G should have a free kill unless Norbert just completely averts the gaze and does just that for 3 resolution. Norbert's able to find the first. Martinez turns and collects the kill. But now the position is noted, and look at HOTU on this minimap, scrambling like cockroaches across this map to try and find this AWP and try to rip it out of the hands of Martinez. But as the bomb timer comes to a close, it'll be a halt to the push, and HOTU able to put 6 on the board and guarantee themselves a tie going into the second half. If you're just tuning in, my name is Blaker_CS. We are on the Trotta TV channel, and this is the Roman Imperium Cup V Grand Finals between HOTU and Gentlemates. Right before this, we saw HOTU put up a dominating performance against Fnatic, but I think that was kind of expected. Duke's will be able to open up this round 12 with a kill on towards Alex, but is immediately traded by Martinez. B-side is secured for the side of HOTU, and rotations are underway from Gentlemates, but they are all coming through market. And as I say that, Davey G makes the cat jump. Retake being prepared. A little bit of utility on the belts for the side of the Gentlemates, but not wanting to expend it too early, and when they don't need to is the key. Molotov in towards Get Right, clears out the position completely. Frontales is going to be at least what it feels like this first front of the contact. As the flashes are popped through, Frontales is blind as a bat. sausol and Davey G able to go 1 for 1. Mizu and Norbert have a 2v3, but Mizu can't connect the shots. This retake is happening. Norbert can't find a kill either, and Davey G completely saves the round. The defuse comes in, and Gentlemates should have a 6-6 first half. Man, the one thing that I've noticed from the CT side of Gentlemates is that they are not afraid to dance with the time. Every single one of these last-minute retakes have come down to the wire. Leave maybe a tech pause comes in. I don't see anyone talking. Nope, I was wrong. A little bit of a halftime pause. And I'm going to be completely honest with you, chat. I haven't watched too much of Gentlemates, nor have I watched a lot of HOTU. I was having a conversation with Trotta last night, and I told him that as a caster, I don't necessarily... This is going to sound counterintuitive. I have not watched Tier 1 Counter-Strike in probably a year and a half, 2 years. And I told Trotta that, and he was taken aback. mopoz able to find a little bit of damage on towards kAlash, but that might just be a false sense of security for the side of HOTU. Smoke jungle, Molotov stairs does draw a hefty rotation, but look at that. The late smoke in towards window does actually hold them. And now HOTU have to make a decision on whether or not they want to commit towards this B side or try to commit towards A. And as Davy G goes flying out of Palace, the call will be made to rotate back over to this A site. The decoys are still happening, but the bomb plant should be all the information. Davy G is able to find Mizu. That's the kit and smoke down for the side of HOTU. And CT control has been taken. Martinez and Davy G have a beautiful crossfire set up, but the triple peak is being prepped. There's going to be a 3-2-1, and all three are going to go swinging. Frontales able to convert the first. Davy G finds one, but Sausol's able to find trades. There's a 2v2 in the late round. Kit is picked up by Frontales as well. Has a smoke on the belt, so he can smoke and stick it if he wants, and that feels like it's exactly going to be the case. Smoke on the bomb, stick coming through. mopoz trying to activate, but Frontales is a little bit left. Knife comes out, and he will not find the kill. Frontales able to call the bluff of Gentlemates to secure the defuse and secure a 7th on the scoreboard. And the one crucial detail that I want to point out is that Frontales, when he smoked the bomb, he didn't just stand on top of it. He positioned himself a little bit more right. So that way, when I think mopoz comes swinging out of balcony, he's not going to find that spam. He's going to think he's a little bit more right, maybe a little bit more left. It proves to work in his favor. Force spike comes out from the Gentlemates, prioritizing firepower over the utility. But Frontales has an AWP on the second round of the half. Norbert's going to hit the floor early on from Davy G. That might be the frag that determines this whole round, unless Frontales can get very active with that AWP. kAlash has dropped down with a dank and has to retreat back towards default pillar. mopoz has taken an aggressive position in towards E-box and will be able to activate properly, but Frontales goes out and he hits the floor, but mopoz finds 2 kills. Martinez found kAlash as well. And so what once was a buy round that should have been easy from the side of HOTU has suddenly slipped between their fingers, and sausol will be the one to convert it. And you can see, look at the faces. Look, they're yelling, the handshakes, the fist bumps. That is a round that converts the confidence for Gentlemates. Prior to that one, they had to have been sweating a little bit and thinking that this was a difficult one, but winning a round like that has to be the boost to the confidence that you want. (7-7) as we head into round 15. Gentlemates still trying to put up a little bit of a bonus round. Martinez has the AWP. mopoz has that AK-47. And HOTU have a 4-man stack towards this B site. And if Gentlemates are able to play their cards right and steal a page out of HOTU's book and play the patience game, they should be able to identify where a majority of these members are and make a correct decision on where they want to hit. Molotov and HE combo in towards ladder to prevent any escape. HOTU still not moving a muscle, though. mopoz cautious of an upper B push. We'll just double back to check, but after not spotting anything, we'll look to regroup, and Gentlemates should prepare to go up towards connector, where Duke awaits with a Desert Eagle. Footsteps being made, utility being deployed. Still no rotation from the side of HOTU. Duke's able to convert 1 kill. The rotation's finally being prompted from the side of HOTU. Still not fully committing to them, though, as they have Norbert, and that's going to be Frontales following him. Trying to find some sort of flank through underpass, possibly. Frontales might look to set up for exit frags and T-spawn. And I think exits are what HOTU are just going to try and play for in this post plant. Trying to keep the kit of Mizu alive. He also has a great deal of utility. Norbert as well has a smoke and half armor. Frontales has full armor, so some investments that are worth keeping around for the side of HOTU. But as kAlash goes looking for that Galil, it will have been thrown out. Gentlemates able to put up an 8th after a successful conversion of the eco round, and are looking to roll with the momentum. I talked about how the confidence is at an all-time high. And Norbert looks a little bit nervous. Back timeout is it fielded once more for the side of HOTU. And back pause still underway. I'm interested to see how HOTU plan on converting more of these rounds and actually approaching them. Because it feels like this, that constant CIS Counter-Strike versus EU Counter-Strike in terms of CIS tend to prioritize the economy, but Gentlemates are running away with it at this point, especially with how much we're trying to save on the CT side. Hefty grenade in towards Norbert, drops him down to 50 HP. But it's a standstill from the Gentlemates towards top mid. Window Molotov will be deployed. And find its mark. kAlash is tucked in towards Underpass, so he has a great information position, and mizu getting taken down towards that TV room flank doesn't help either. You can see rotations already being prompted from the side of HOTU, and if Gentlemates just stick to their guns and try to press the agenda towards A, then they might find success, but Connector Smoke will pretty much confirm that the Gentlemates' eyes are posted on this B site. G able to find a little bit of a walk through cat. kAlash is going to be forced to rotate back towards Underpass. Davy G has an advanced position catwalk. Jekyll comes in from frontales. A beautiful deagle shot on towards Davy G. That just prompts the Gentlemates to pivot right back towards this A site. Oh my god, no way! Norbert finds 2 kills with the 5-7. It's a 2v4. There's 2 rifles down for the taking. kAlash is going to scoop up one of them. There's another teammate, dukefissura, to pick up the second. And suddenly, this round's looking a little bit scary. Sausol's able to find one. Frontales converts another deagle kill, and now it's all on towards mopoz. He has to pull off the duels, but he can't find the conversion. A beautiful round from the side of HOTU. How does Norbert find 2 there? The fact that Gentlemates aren't able to convert that trade is so crucial. And the instant amount of pressure that is put onto the shoulders of Gentlemates is the thing that breaks the round for them. And wow, you can even... I mean, in that slight clip we saw of the Gentlemates, you can even see that's a heartbreaking round to lose. Gentlemate's going to take a timeout on that one. Need to think that one over. And for good reason. The fact that Norbert goes unchecked and is able to just activate with the 5-7 and completely dismember the push up towards connector. That haunts that A push in its tracks. That pause does come to a close. Round number 17 underway. We are tied up at 8-all. It's a double push towards Underpass for the likes of Gentlemates. Martinez has already made his way up towards Catwalk as well. So he's going to be peering over the top of that connector smoke, but no peek should come from Duke. You step towards the top of the cat to spot anything. Norbert's forced off the angle with the Molotov. Don't do it to him. Don't wallbang him. You know you want to, but don't do it. He knows that someone is trained on his angle, doesn't want to give up the fight. Gentlemates taking a little bit of a page out of the HOTU book. Fast space take up towards mid. And a pump of the brakes. kAlash is able to find mopoz on that B site, immediately backs out towards balcony once more. And Alex is forced to grab that bomb and essentially run back towards this A site. Martinez has created space in towards ladder room. Davy G is waiting for a connector, bottom connector reaggression, but look at this. I said Alex is trying to make his way back towards this A site, but he's just going to continue this charge. Drop bomb further back in towards upper B, so now that forces Gentlemates to go and recover it, but it still feels like they need to hit this B site. I don't think there's enough time for them to try and figure out where these A players are and try to break this defense. AVG has a great position in towards window, but if he doesn't find the right activation timing, then it will kind of all be for nothing. mizu is constantly patrolling murder hole. DVG is going to make an exit, and mizu is getting close on the angle. He wants to go through it, but he knows that the murder hole is not the place to be taking gambling odds. He commits to the swing through murder hole. DVG is able to activate and find the trade kill, but Duke will find the trade. Martinez saving that AWP, and HOTU find a 9th just purely by stalling out the push of Gentlemates, and it felt like that one frag that Alex gave up in towards upper B was the crucial part of that round. Cool, calm, and collected is the HOTU camp. Norbert, I presume, going to be spitting some game. Actually, never mind. Back timeout comes to a close. HOTU have a 1-round lead, and the finances are looking relatively good for them, at least in comparison to the likes of Gentlemates. Round 18 for the side of Gentlemates should be a priority around making that op work its magic. There'll be AK-47s to support plenty of utility on a majority of these players, but Alex is going to be the one that kind of lacks it. As I say that, he buys up more, so... Caster, of course, cursing it. Martinez finds a great pick on towards Duke through connector. That's the man advantage early on, and look at this. Gentlemate's just looking to reroute right back towards the safe site. Norbert's pushing through apartments, though, and has a great deal of information if the Gentlemates were to give up anything towards B, but... This is the duel that's going to matter, whether or not frontales is able to convert the kill, and he does. mizu is taking his position, smoking towards ramp to halt the push, but... Molotov towards balcony will not find its mark. Frontales has a free reposition in towards default. mizu's trying to play the close angle, but is flashed off. Sausol's trying to find an activation point, but mizu activates from under balc first and finds the first kill. Converts it into a second, offers up a spam through the wood, but cannot connect the dots. mizu waiting to find the flashbang and will finally pop it, but sausol is forced right back in towards a palace, and Frontales finds another great kill. It's all on to sausol in the 1v4, but mizu is already playing on the balcony. All of HOTU are completely aware of where this last player is. Frontales gives up audio to draw the attention. Norbert will clean it up. HOTU are the first to double digits in this series. This HOTU looks good. I agree. I 100% agree. I think mixing the experience of Norbert with some younger players is exactly the kind of lineup that you need to be, you know, where HOTU is. And I mean, we saw them put up a dominating performance on Fnatic earlier. HOTU plus No Cries when? That would be an insane pickup. But what's going to be even more insane is the deagle shot that Martinez has hit onto Frontales. That's the AWP down, or at least I thought. Never mind. kAlash is going to be the one wielding it. AVG does pick up the one that Frontales had and is able to activate. Finds the first kill onto Duke, but the nade finds its mark, and DVG with 6 HP is still posted on this angle. A little bit of a Bogdan's Law. DVG is going to be sent hunting in, but look at this. It's 2 members pushing right past the Molotov. kAlash is able to collect DVG. Martinez finds a trade. kAlash now whips out the Desert Eagle and finds somehow a headshot onto mopoz, but also left in the 1v2. Has to go big or go home. Smoke onto the bomb. Tap of the defuse as well will not prompt a peek from sausol, but kAlash is going to identify where sausol is. And no way! sausol pulls off 2 kills, shuts down the AWP with a beautiful shot, and is able to spam away into the smoke, securing the round for Gentlemates, and that are the shots you live for as a Counter-Strike player. East Russian org, right? And he speaks Russian, of course. To be completely honest with you, I am not too sure about the origins of HOTU, but I am pretty sure that No Kurais does speak Russian. Flashbang up towards Cat. Gentlemates looking to press the agenda. AVG is punished for the aggression. Norbert's prepped for a reswing, but just as he goes swinging, Alex is going to take his gaze off of the angle. Alex is also very isolated towards bottom mid. With 1 minute and 25 seconds, HOTU have the man advantage and have also bolstered down this B site defense. Which is an interesting decision if you're me, because it feels like Gentlemates haven't necessarily given up too much information to indicate that they're heading towards B. But, I mean, it clearly is the proper read. Window smoke and con smoke will prompt Duke and Norbert to go hunting up towards Catwalk, so that's going to leave the AWP of kAlash alone. And if HOTU keep hunting up towards mid, this makes this B defense a lot more soft. To deny the push. kAlash narrowly misses the shot, but Norbert's there to clean it up. Able to find the first, can't convert the second. The sausol is good for the trade, but Duke right back around the catwalk corner is able to find his own. Going for the reswing is just narrowly going to miss the timing, but Duke, it does not matter. Finds 3 kills, sprays down everyone on the Gentlemates, and we are watching a back and forth affair. Mao is the coach for HOTU. Let me confirm this. Yes. Mao is the coach for HOTU. Can 100% confirm that. HOTU 3 rounds away from securing their map pick, Mirage. Sorry, 2 rounds. It's a slow-paced, upgraded pistol buy from the likes of Gentlemates. Also playing that hero AK-47 has to take a brunt of this contact, but also has to be aware that he can offer up his teammates as bait. Boosting towards Catwalk will not spot Norbert just yet, but Duke spots the boost first. That forces Norbert to fall off the angle, drops a supporting Molotov to help with that connector defense, but Gentlemates immediate with the smoke to try and extinguish it and deny any vision. Norbert's going to drop a catwalk smoke that allows him to creep up. Gentlemates are able to find a good boost, then this is a great angle. Actually, Sausol is going to be punished for it, though. AK-47 dropped right into Davey G's hands. Norbert has gone hunting around. Double peek is prepped. Davey G does, I believe, get spotted, unless somehow there was no spot. Martinez has made his way out onto the A site. Duke is able to shut it down. Double peek into towards connector. It ends up being a meat grinder for the side of HOTU, and they have made it to map point, sitting at 12-9. Only need one more round to close out their map pick and take us into, I believe, Nuke, if I remember correctly. Yes, Nuke. And Nuke is definitely a map that favors the likes of Gentlemates. If you look at their map pool, it's all Inferno, Nuke, Overpass, maps that require a lot of information gathering and then reactions based on that information. So I think Nuke definitely favors the likes of Gentlemates, but HOTU, as I mentioned, have been putting up dominant performances, whether it's mechanically, whether it's in the strat book, but everything is connecting. Alex is walking through this connector smoke, going to be that late activation point for the side of Gentlemates, but Duke, as he swings out, is eliminated by Davey G. There's contacting towards connector, but Norbert's able to wrangle the spray to find 2 kills. Mizu's the sole proprietor of this A-side defense and has an opportunity to shut down the plant. Martinez is not going to give it to him. Mopoz close towards ticket. Spam in, and Mizu finds the kill. That's the bomb down, and also onto Mopoz. A 1v1 to secure the victory for HOTU or prevent it. Tap of the bomb. Oh, look at this. Rotate. kAlash looking to give a little bit of a taste of the Gentlemate's own medicine, but Mopoz is reading this perfectly and trying to make an exit towards this B site. Recognizes that he has the timing and looking to walk all the way through, so kAlash will completely miss the plant. Mopoz will have free access. It's just a matter of time on how long it takes him to clear out all of these angles. Whether or not he decides to, and he will not. Knows the backside's clear, drops a Molotov to defend against a plant, but the Molotov does let kAlash know early on where the site is. 9 bullets in the AK-47, gonna get reloaded before he enters market. Mopoz has taken a position in towards Catwalk, and kAlash has a kit, smoke, and a flashbang on his belt. There's an opportunity for him to just call the bluff once more of Gentlemates. I feel like that's the smart move, especially with Mopoz not being spotted anywhere. Smoke gets deployed on the bomb, spam in towards bench, but Mopoz doesn't offer it up yet. Flashbang in. No, kAlash, no. You can't do this. Not a second time. Not to win the map. And they do it. HOTU secure 13 and take their own map pick just by calling the bluff again. And it is an easy map 1 for the side of HOTU. And how do you let that happen if you're the side of Gentlemates? I don't know how that happens. That is beyond me. It's Gentlemates versus HOTU. I talked about how Gentlemates have what feels like an advantage in terms of the strategy and the depth of patience, but realistically, HOTU have a default that is relatively slow-paced, and I think that could pull in their favor, at least in terms of this map. But this pistol round is not going to be slow-paced. We're going to see a fast push out towards ramp. Duke is going to tuck the head and give him a little bit of a B-hop around the corner. Make his way in towards J-Hall, and look at this. HOTU are just going for a full-on push in towards Hell. Duke able to offer up a little bit of a spam, but Alex is going to be the first to fall. Duke continuing this charge in towards Mini. Mopoz is able to shut it down, but look at this. Gentlemates haven't moved an inch. There's going to be a 3-man swing out towards Heaven. Davey G is able to find one. Never mind, that's Martinez, but Davey G finds his instead. Frontales left in the 1v2. Davey G awaits in towards Hut. Numbers are punched in. Frontales is able to find a spot on towards Davey G, but a beautiful swing of the dual Berettas is going to convert the pistol round for the side of Gentlemates. And HOTU not too disheveled by that one. Of course, it is the pistol round, T-side being the more difficult one. But I also think this is where HOTU are going to have to thrive. I also forgot I can move my camera back down. I think it's like right there. We'll see. Quiet in the arena. But not quiet in the server. Glass being broken. Force buy back into round number 2 from the side of HOTU. Not a lot of utility to work with, though. Alex is already tucked in towards top secret, and this is not a position you're going to be expecting someone to play this early in the map. And so Alex has essentially the full jump on all 3 members of HOTU. Even though Duke is able to find Martinez, Mopoz goes down as well, and that might be the pivot that HOTU need. Alex is forced into a position where he has to activate to actually collect information outside because the audio is not being given up. Mizu's close mini, but offers up a spam. Alex is looking for the activation, but still, someone has to be posted for that swing from Alex, and they are. Alex is able to dish out a little bit of damage, but takes some of his own. Sausol is on the prowl in towards lobby. Just turns his gaze. Duke hits the floor. And it's a 3v3. Drop being prepped. Finally happens. Norbert's looking to take position in towards Heaven. Look towards top secret. Denies any vision. All 3 members of Gentlemates have taken a lick of damage. Norbert's made his way in towards Heaven, but Davey G is so keen to the angle. I'm not sure if sausol out towards ramp was able to hear some sort of step, but Davey G has full committed to this Heaven angle. Alex peeks the head out of secret, but won't find anything. Norbert's going to be the first to peer his head around the corner and hits the floor early on. Norbert can't find anything. Frontales is next going to be served up on the platter, but able to convert the kill. It's 2v2. Frontales drop. What? Sound is delayed? Is it delayed? Oh, sorry, I messed it up, I'm sorry. That should be fixed. Let me know if we're fixed on the sound delay as well. But, a fumble of the bag from HOTU, if you ask me. Tactical timeout does come in. The fact that frontales just misses the ramp and just dies to fall damage there is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, that's not even... I feel like that's unacceptable at this level of play. But mistakes do happen, and you live and you learn. HOTU, though, are going to live on low money and try to force back into this one. 3 upgraded pistols, utility in the belts of those pistols, but Mizu and Duke are going to have Galils in hand. Finances are just right for the side of Gentlemates. Ramp push is going to be on. Sausol's going to find Frontales first, and a little bit of a delayed repeak grants Martinez 2 great kills, and he's able to wrangle the spray control to find the third. Gentlemates starting to get a little bit loud in the arena as well. And I would honestly fully expect that, especially with how dominant it felt HOTU were on their own map pick. So have this flawless of a start early on is the momentum that you need. Upgraded pistols across the board for the side of HOTU. In this round, it's going to be a patient play, but Frontales is eating a chunk of grenade damage already. Does hit the floor. And that nade had to have been right on his head for him to die to it. A little bit of a standstill of information gathering between these two teams. Martinez has dropped down from the deagle shot. ABG still awaits him towards Mini. His position is noted because he dropped that defensive smoke in towards Squeaky Door, but mopoz is also noted based on the drop-off of HUT, but he's immediately going to try and rotate back up. Alex is good for 2 kills with the M4A4. mopoz is ready for the swing from Norbert, and it gets shut down. It's Duke in the 1v5, has a Desert Eagle in hand, and speaking of desert, he should be served up like dessert for the side of Gentlemates. And there it is. mopoz is able to find the second swing. And a clean conversion for the side of Gentlemates. Rifles should be in order for the side of HOTU now. And this is where we will really get to see how the rest of this half is going to play out. Calvin towards ramp. Norbert eats a little bit of damage off of that grenade, but Alex, for the outside smokes do get deployed, is going to look to blow them right open. HOTU with their patience in the back pocket will not be exposed to anything. Grenade is being deployed. Once that smoke reinstates itself, it should be a free rotation in towards secret. Bam's being offered up. Alex is able to find Mizu through the smoke, but kAlash is trying to capitalize on the reload and does. Martinez is still tucked in towards Big Garage and didn't make his presence known. He has a free activation on towards kAlash, but at the same time, the ramp push is being prepped. sausol goes 1 for 1 with Duke. B-site is going to be the main point of contention for this HOTU roster. DavyG awaits in towards double doors, and the Molotov might force him out, but it's going to be a little bit too far forward, so there's a free activation if he wants in towards radio. Bomb recycled to Duke's hands. He's going to be the one to punch in the numbers, but Frontales is just posted on decon. Squeaky door open. Duke has his back turned to radio as well, and the missed shot at the AWP will allow his teammate to activate. mopoz with the Molotov is locked out of the site currently, but the nade lands right onto Frontales' head, and he's not able to convert it. DavyG finds the kill instead. Frontales left in a 1v3 for the lifetime, but he is burning in the dark corner and will suffer a brutal HE grenade death. Gentlemates continuing their momentum and continuing to essentially do whatever they want to this HOTU offense. Beautiful spam from Alex. And talk about a player that's holding the line. sausol, almost every time this HOTU lineup has tried to breach ramp, has been able to at least find one, and in some cases find two, and that's exactly what you want from your anchor. Being able to find those 2 kills to make the retake easier, but also buy more time for your teammates to offer you support is so crucial and such an underlooked thing in Counter-Strike. Those smokes deployed for the likes of HOTU. Nade break will not give any vision to Martinez, but I think he spotted the shoulder. He spotted the shoulder, all right. Able to find the first kill on towards mizu. Knows that there's a second player in the waiting, but holy, narrowly missed shot. And goes for the repeat and is able to collect it. Can't find the third, but kAlash is shut down instantly by mopoz. The outside control is taken for HOTU, but Norbert is going to be the only player down secret. He's going to run face first into Alex. Alex, though, not trying to continue his push, knows that he needs to play the responsible game and backs up behind the smoke. He's going to allow Norbert to take the unadvantageous duel. Alex just wants him to walk right into the crosshair, and that is exactly what it looks like is going to happen. Head is offered up. Alex can't connect the dots, so going to be sent running back towards radio room. An exit out of radio grants him 1 kill on towards Norbert, but frontales is able to convert the kill. Left in familiar territory, he will not be able to do a damn thing. It's sausol on the rotation through ramp, shutting down the plant. Gentlemates getting loud in their chairs. And a solid defense from them. And talk about solid, these shots that Martinez is hitting. Can't convert that third kill outside, but that first one around that smoke is so impressive. Six to nothing lead for the Gentlemates as we head into round 7. There's going to be a fast A play. mopoz is flashed off the angle, but he's going running into the stone wall. That is HOTU. Finds 2 kills. Alex and Davey G are able to collect the scraps, and it is a swift anti-eco round from the Gentlemates. I mean, I feel like my commentary isn't being that great right now, but there's not much you can really say in this matchup. The Gentlemates are just employing their game plan across the map, and HOTU can't even connect the shots. Every time HOTU try to go outside, I mean, you see Martinez just holding the line. He has support from, I believe that's Alex as well. And sausol, that A-ramp ranker, or that B-ramp anchor, is holding down the line perfectly. I talked about how he's always guaranteed to find that one, and if he doesn't, or if he does find that one, it's a very high likelihood that he's going to find the second. And look at the body language from the side of HOTU. Outside smoke's being deployed. Alex is getting very aggressive and has tucked himself in towards Africa. AVG offers up a little bit of a spam through the squeak door, but won't be able to find anything. Alex is going to be the next point of contention, but mizu was prepped for it. Cannot connect the kill. Alex's position still noted. An exchange of flashbang allows him to exit, but mopoz activates. Norbert finds one, but can't connect the second. Takes kAlash, offering support to really secure the duel, but the smoke in towards Mini will not allow Alex to find any room into the site. Spam being offered up. Martinez finds the first kill, and Alex burns frontales to death. 2 deaths that you do not want to have if you're frontales. First, the one just falling to his death, and the second one just running straight into the Molotov. And the Gentlemates sweeping HOTU on their own map pick. An 8-0 lead. Money not looking great for the side of HOTU either. Once again, stuck on this upgraded pistol buy. We see kAlash and mizu with the Lils, but let's take a look at this. Nobody on HOTU has more than 3 kills. And we're on round 9. And Duke's not going to have an opportunity at his 4th. Martinez, oh my god. Oh my god, no way. Find the 4th, get it. It's yours. Take it. Oh yeah, there it is. Give me the ace. Martinez The show is yours. The server is yours. The map of Nuke, you own it and take it. Grab it by the reins. Look at him. He's smiling. He's smiling as he hunts for this 5th kill. He knows the amount of damage he's done to the confidence of HOTU. Oh, and he's screaming. He's screaming at him, bro. He is screaming while the round is still going on. And frontales with the Desert Eagle in his hand has no chance into this one. I mean, what a beautiful round from Martinez. Frontales is given access to this B site, so a little bit of padding to the economy, but Frontales now has to pull off the impossible, and impossible for a reason. 5th kill secured from mopoz. Defuse comes in, and a beautiful 4K coming out from Martinez. Absolutely beautiful. Martinez Pimple. That guy knows what's up. That guy knows what's up. Nine rounds on the board for the Gentlemates. Not able to find anything is HOTU, and Martinez is heating up. Sitting at 13-3 with that big green in his hands. Can't connect that first shot. Gonna be a fast-paced push-down secret for the likes of HOTU. A reswing is being thought about from Mizu, though. He's made it on the other side of the smoke, but as the swing comes in, Martinez is going to be ready for it. There's a trade attempt from Frontales, but Martinez is too good, man. How are HOTU letting this happen to them? Also finds Norbert on the lurk. kAlash has a position in towards vents, but Duke is going to be the one to actually take it. And mopoz found kAlash, so Duke left in another 1v5. Has to pull off what feels like the impossible. He has more firepower to work with, but mopoz with the AWP does not let it get started. It's a double op setup for Gentlemates if they so please, but Martinez is the star of this map, and it is showing its working numbers, and it feels amazing if you're on the side of Gentlemates. And you can even see the confidence is blooming. They're laughing, they're having a good time, and they are playing great Counter-Strike as a result. This is that round 9 op shots. I mean, you can't ask for much more out of your opper. It is open season outside if you're Gentlemates. Made in towards Squeaky, flashbang as well, and you have to imagine the confidence of the Gentlemates is through the roof at this point. That doesn't mean they can't play any less disciplined. Needs smoke being broken. Martinez just narrowly missing another shot. Walk through garage. Oh, the barrel of the AK! Martinez takes it out of his hands. Flashbang into garage. He's trying to make his escape and somehow is still alive. Able to drop a defensive smoke to allow his rotation out towards credit, but knows that there's still a player on top of Mini and is looking for this aggressive duel through the corner, but now has to take a different stance to the duel. kAlash being patient. Martinez spots the head, but can't convert the kill. kAlash and Norbert go 1-for-1, but Alex is looking for counter aggression and is able to activate at the proper time. Shot does actually hit the broken vent on the floor, so Davy G and sausol now have the opportunity to spoil their first round of HOTU. sausol has already made his arrival. Davy G gets the spot onto kAlash, and this round is wraps. kAlash has his back turned. Davy G immediate on the retreat, but Mizu is close by. The footsteps have been made. Davy G cleans it up. It's an 11th round for the Gentlemates. Martinez questioning what HOTU is doing, and for good reason. I mean, the outside pressure non-existent. I mean, Duke's barrel is just sticking through the smoke. Look at it. Look at Martinez, man. Wow. What a change of pace from map 1. And call me crazy, but I have a feeling that we might see the same kind of thing in Overpass. I'm already writing off HOTU. And as terrible as that is to do as a caster, all of the numbers kind of lean in their favor. Why did HOTU choose T? This is the... I actually have no idea. Beautiful shot from Martinez once more. Mopoz and sausol able to convert their own 2 kills, but Alex has gone unchecked. And that's the 12th round for the side of the Gentlemates. I mean, the real question, if you're asking me, why did HOTU allow Nuke through the map pool? 8 days ago, Gentlemates beat HOTU 13-3 in the most decisive map of Nuke that HOTU have ever played. And the fact that it has been picked once again and let through this draft is absolutely bonkers to me. And it just proves that Gentlemates are constantly evolving. It's a 12-0 half. And HOTU are just completely absent in this one. I mean, the rest of this map lies on the pistol round, of course, but realistically, even if HOTU find the pistol round, the confidence of Gentlemates is going to be through the roof. They're going to be swinging the angles that they want to, especially being on the T side now. And I don't see any way that HOTU are able to convert more than 3 here. I mean, and this would be my first ever 13-0 cast for reference. I mean, you don't see this at all in high-level Counter-Strike. Mopoz jumping around the corner is going to clear the way for the Gentlemates to make their way in towards hell, but it's going to be a fast wrap-up towards heaven. Norbert is cautious on the flank, but Martinez finds a duel, and he has the bomb, so he has to make it up towards the ladder, and finally does. Sausol is able to find frontales. Mizu activates and finds Davy G, but the retake is already happening through this mini position. Duke is able to find one. Sausol finds a second, but Mopoz is still alive. He's able to connect the shots, and Norbert hits the floor. Mizu has 21 HP to prevent Gentlemates from taking their map pick 13-0, and he connects the first kill. It's a 1v1. Mopoz has 9 HP, but both of these players are 1 bullet away from either victory or defeat. Mopoz with a hasty rotation in towards this B site will have free access to plant the bomb. That will be the information needed. What? Why is Mizu still clearing A site? I mean, if that doesn't prove that HOTU are already out of this round, I don't know what does. Opening of the doors. Mopoz is convinced that Mizu's going to try and find his way in towards Squeaky, but the footsteps have been made. Tap of the bomb is here, and Mopoz has done it. It is a 13-0 victory, something that I have never casted before, for Gentlemates on Nuke. And to put that in perspective, that is the biggest victory that Gentlemates have ever taken on Nuke. Yo, whoever put 100 points on HOTU. I respect it. Important for mental, that is indeed true. Martinez going swinging out towards long to clear playground, but will not spot Duke behind this pillar. As he falls back, Martinez will let that MAC-10 sing, or we'll hear the MAC-10 sing, I guess I could say. And it's another slow-paced round from HOTU, not wanting to push the agenda too hard. And sausol has a FAMAS, so he's going to be the main proponent of the firepower for the Gentlemates. But that also means he can't put himself in too risky of positions. Big HE grenade hits sausol in the mouth. Mopoz is offering up a little bit of a jump spot and should be able to spot Norbert based on it, but Monster Smoke feels a little bit too late. Norbert goes swinging out, and Mopoz cannot jump around the corner in time. Davy G's blinded by Frontales' flashbang, and Alex has made his way in towards Pit, but the shadow is spotted. And HOTU staring down the barrel of a second round. Duke looking to hunt these remaining rifles that Gentlemates invested in, but he turns his back. He might be the one being wiped off the face of the earth. He quickly turns around. FAMAS is sprayed. Duke goes hunting with the MAC-10. Feels like there's a crossfire being set up, and he would be correct in that inclination. Here's Martinez. Missed scout shot. Martinez hits the floor. Duke is going to be traded by sausol. A little bit of financial padding for the likes of Gentlemates, but The hunt is still happening. Mizu's coming right up con, trying to fly all the way through. Sausol's going to go swinging and is shut down. It's the second round for HOTU. A strong start to the third map of Overpass. And that's what they need. We were talking about it in chat. These first few rounds are important for the mental. Very important. Especially after a 13-0 loss. But like I said, I almost feel like HOTU kind of went into Nuke expecting to lose. Which, it sounds counterintuitive as a player, but when it comes to the mental, that might be the saving grace that you need. Two-man, three-man push out towards long for the side. The Gentlemates. Interesting crossfire being set up, but HOTU not wanting to push the agenda too hard. Duke is going to take contact out towards long, but falls to the USP of Alex. Frontales is trying to collect some of the pieces, but has to wait for kAlash to collect two. Mopoz with a 5-7 in his hand is going to try and make a rotation in towards this A site, but realistically, HOTU are still trying to push the pedal towards B. So Mopoz will just be caught out of position trying to save something. My caffeine crash is starting to hit. The monster that I had this morning is taking its toll already. I'm still not punched in. Waiting for Mopoz to find a little bit of a different angle, but Mopoz at this point in time, just all he can do is hope for exit kills. Here's a player underneath him, and that's going to be kAlash, but not much else to be had. Definitely not a round win, but maybe a Galil, maybe a MAC-10. kAlash continuing his charge in towards bank is going back and forth between the angles, but as he finally makes his way in, kAlash will hit the floor. Mopoz is able to convert one kill, secures the MAC-10 for the next round, what I like to call the money-making machine. And it will be a third round on the board for HOTU. Gentlemate's yet to turn the donut into the breadstick. As the bomb ticks down, all Mopoz has to write home about is a MAC-10. Rifle round should be in order for the Gentlemates. So this will be kind of the telling story of the rest of this half, at least. Altov in towards short to deny any early aggression. Norbert is waiting for his molly to extinguish. After it does, there will be a push in. Mizu eats a chunk of spam through that wood wall, and that's honestly a good start to this round. Soften up that connector split just a tad to be able to find your way into connector, but more spam does not find its mark through the half wall. Smoke monster nade in towards toxic, doesn't find its mark. And the bomb is wrapping back towards A. Gentlemate's starting to take a more passive posture around this A side as well. You can see, I believe that's Martinez on the AC vent. Has support from sausol if needed, but HOTU are just taking their time. They still have to re-clear all of bathrooms, and Norbert's able to find Mopoz. AVG doesn't want to try and risk his life for that accomplishment, but it just gives HOTU more access towards this A site. Martinez is going to go hunting up towards Divider, and he might be rewarded for it. Frontales feels like he's cautious of this angle, but not wanting to commit to a fight here. Martinez has to split his decision-making and post on the right angle. It's a 5v4. HOTU trying to press the agenda, but Martinez still awaits, and he's only good. Oh, wait, he didn't even find that kill somehow. kAlash is able to find the trade. Alex gets one, but Mizu is going to shut it down. DVG, 1v4 ahead of him. Two members of HOTU are low HP, but realistically, just based alone on the visuals, you don't even want to put yourself in a position, and Norbert's not going to let him save the rifle, and kAlash is feeling hot, starting to scream, and the momentum of HOTU is rolling here. And no way we see a reverse of the map 2, right? I just totally cast or cursed it now that I'm thinking about it. Money is halfway decent for Gentlemates. Martinez can field that AWP if he so pleases, and that looks like what he's going to try and do. 88 AWP, half armor, still has $2,800 in the bank, and so it's going to be an interesting buy from the side of Gentlemates, kind of pulling off a Furia-esque investment. And I honestly don't mind Martinez being the only, like, real bank-breaking investment in this round, and realistically, it's not a bank-breaking investment. It still has $2,300. But Martinez just has to play super passive with that AWP and play for information. And you can even see the position he's taking right now. He's boosted on top of the sandbag to try and find a peek in towards water, but HOTU aren't going to offer up their skulls. Frontales posted for a long swing. Gentlemates are just taking an aggressive counterflash angle. Boost being prepped from Frontales and Duke, but not able to find a spot. Hangover connector allows an exit. That's Bathroom's control taken for HOTU, but still there's a two-man push waiting to get active out towards long for the Gentlemates. Norbert feels concerned about it, but if he turns his back at the wrong time, then the free activation from the side of the Gentlemates, and they even have DVG already rotated all the way up towards this A site. So once DVG takes contact, that's kind of cements that there's no flank. But look at this. Norbert is so keen to it. He's waiting for Alex, but he turns around at the wrong time. Able to convert the kill anyways. DVG activates from back dice and is able to find kAlash. He still has to hold the line, though, and make this MP9 worth its money. Duke is able to convert the kill, but there's rotations in towards bank. Martinez still has that AWP and has support from mopoz, but look at this. Sausol's bought a great deal of timing, able to activate on the flank, finds mizu trying to plant the bomb, but sausol still has to deal with Norbert on the flank, and Norbert only has 1 HP. So as the hunt comes in from the side of HOTU, sausol will be eliminated, and Martinez, now left in the 1v3, has 2 low HP members to go through if you're HOTU, but Duke will shut it down. Takes the op out of the hand. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that is what I love to see. He's calling out Martinez by name. That is what you love to see. HOTU fired up in the first 6 rounds of Overpass. We're looking to keep the momentum rolling. Gentlemates have had a very difficult time trying to operate around this HOTU offense. But will they be able to connect the dots? It's going to be a 4-man stack towards B from the Gentlemates. And I honestly like this adjustment because HOTU have been putting a lot of pressure towards water and towards monster early on, which have drawn rotations back towards B for the Gentlemates, but no rotations will be needed if the Gentlemates are just all here. Norbert being that one piece of lurk utility that has an activation point and can prompt a rotation back in towards this B site. Martinez on his lonesome trying to get aggressive in towards bathrooms. This feels a little bit awkward, especially considering Martinez has the op, but he has proven me wrong once, and I wouldn't be surprised if he does it again. Going to be a reroute towards the B site for the side of HOTU. kAlash is going to be allowed to lurk his way all the way into bathrooms, but takes a passive angle. sausol is aware of the gap, but kAlash is going to offer up a spam through the half wall. Forces a miss shot of Martinez, and gets traded immediately by sausol, but that's the investment out of the hands of the Gentlemates. DVG eats a little bit of a grenade, and mizu finds another kill onto DVG. The B site is broken for the side of Gentlemates, and HOTU have free access to plant this bomb, and with 10 seconds, they are going to do just that. Heaven and the CT rotation completely smoked out. You can see sausol is trying to save that AWP. But with the boost in towards heaven, Norbert is going to go hunting, and Alex awaits around the corner and will be able to find a refrag. So a little bit more money into the bank accounts of Gentlemates, but a round win secured for HOTU. And I mean, we are seeing the polar opposite of what we just saw on Nuke. A 6-0 start, and Martinez has been absent. The heavy hitter of Nuke for Gentlemates is just completely gone. Is Norbert 9-1? Yes, Norbert currently sits at 9-1. And what I want to say about Norbert being 9-1 there is he's has crucial positions. He's playing those lurk roles. He's being the key piece of information gathering towards that B site for the side of HOTU, and that's really what's allowing them to find these, holes in the game plan of Gentlemates. Norbert is able to sit in towards that cubby outside Shortwater and just gather information. He can hear everything going on towards the A site. He can hear everything going on B. And so as long as HOTU are able to implant a player in towards water, they're able to collect the information they need and then make a solid decision on where they want to attack. Oh, kAlash is in the flow state. You can see it by the way he's looking at that monitor. Round 7 underway. Still nothing in the books for the side of Gentlemates. A little bit of a change of pace from HOTU as well. Not prioritizing that water control. And it is the perfect read as well. Two-man push in towards water from the side of Gentlemates. Mizu is going to be sent charging in towards connector, but can't find any spots. Sausol's waiting for the pincers to activate, but Mizu's going to find Sausol first. Mopoz was a little bit asleep at the wheel. Martinez finally able to get that AWP singing and finds a kill onto kAlash, but in the 3v4, HOTU will still have the map positioning, and they have Norbert ready to activate towards this B site. A great position from mopoz. Missed shot from Martinez is going to prompt a push, but mopoz has a free activation from Khan. Norbert left in a 1v4. Has to show the experience, but has the bomb on his back. So wherever he decides to go, there's an opportunity to open up this round. Currently, it looks like Davy G might be the one served up on a platter. Down bait in towards connector. Norbert looking to reposition in towards fountain, but has to cross all the T's and dot the I's. mopoz is close by. The ground. And converts the donut into the breadstick for the Gentlemates. It's a late start, but they have finally put one onto the board. People say it's about Jame also, and here we are. I'm just mad because I lost bet. What was the bet? Don't tell me you bet for Boss to win against BC Game. Round 8 starts with a heavy lean towards this B site from the side of the Gentlemates. Re-smoke in towards Monster will deny any vision from frontales. And look at the state of the minimap as well. Neither team is prioritizing bathrooms control until HOTU will look to do that late in the round. Rotation is being thought about for Davy G, and it will be solidified as well. Utility being thrown from Norbert. A hefty grenade hits its mark on mopoz. But it stands still for the time being. Martinez with that AWP is posted on short and waiting for the swing, but doesn't react in time, and Duke is able to rip his head from his shoulders. That should force a rotation back towards B, along with the supporting utility from HOTU, but sausol is still going hunting in towards long bathrooms. And mizu, if he is still posted on the angle, he should find the frag, but no way. Just as Martinez wasn't able to pull the trigger quick enough, mizu's not able to do either. kAlash finds the first kill on towards this A site. A rotation from Alex is not going to be had, but Davey G and sausol are able to hold the line. Frontales is getting aggressive with that combat op, but as Davey G goes flying through, no! No! Come on, man. Come on. That... And it's such a silly round, but those are the wins you have to take if you're gentlemates. Those are the wins you have to take. sausol with the AK-47 is looking to gather information in towards Fountain, but with the two defensive smoke or offensive smokes, I guess you could say, is not going to spot anything. Norbert trying to prioritize this water control once again, will find his home, but is looking to get aggressive towards short. Reflash from Davey leaves Norbert blind as a bat, and Duke can't find the refrag, so man advantage lies early on for the gentlemates, and this is where we might see them find some traction, is going for aggressive plays and immediately trying to play that man advantage. That is also the leader of this HOTU squad in the grave. We smoke in towards Monster. HOTU going to be forced to approach from short if they want to continue this charge towards B, but they have a minute left. There's an opportunity to reroute towards that A site, but mizu's going to be sent hunting in. Flashbang over the top. Alex is blind as bat, but kAlash is good for the refrag. Davey G and mopoz still have to hold the line towards Monster, and they're able to do just that. Frontales finds his own kill, but it's a 2v1. And the Molotov does actually force mopoz out of position. A rare miss shot from Martinez, but mopoz is able to collect the dots. Gentlemates find a third. They're starting to get chirping right back at this HOTU roster. And Martinez is missing some shots that he cannot be missing. I don't know how we go from insane shots on a map like Nuke to the easiest shot being missed on Overpass, but there's a reason I'm behind the microphone and not in the server. Tactical timeout comes in from the side of HOTU. Maybe trying to make a change to that strategy. Oh. Body language not looking hot for, I believe... I don't remember his name. I'm going to keep it a buck. I think that's Duke. Body language not looking hot for the side of HOTU. Molotov towards short to deny any counter aggression, but mopoz has free access to the head of Duke. Alex is there for the reswing. mopoz and Davey G. It's a meat grinder towards short. gentlemate's able to convert another one. And that's one of those just throwaway rounds from the side of HOTU. I don't think there was anything to be accomplished. It was one of those, hey, let's run out B, try to just find kills. If we don't, it's no big deal. The next round we'll be on to rifles and we can reinstate our game plan. From 0 to 6 to 6 to 6? It's a possibility. I was taking a look at the HLTV page earlier on, and HLTV thinks there's a good chance that this goes to overtime on map 3. And by the looks of things, I wouldn't be surprised either. Low short take from the side of HOTU. Change of pace from the gentlemates this time, though. 3-man lean towards this A site. sausol is going to be put on connector patrol. But mizu is biting at the heels. Wing being prepped. Shoulder is spotted for mizu, though. And as sausol goes hunting for the kill, mizu will punish him for it. Davey G is able to find kAlash, but there's still 2 members on this A site that they have to clear. And Alex Don't pull that trigger just yet. You 4x3 2 players. Make that 3. He's able to line the first up, knocks it down, but can't convert the second. Norbert is able to dodge around the corner, but mizu still has his attention divided between this long player and divider. Norbert now knows that he has to secure any rotations from Gentlemates and try to deny them, but mizu has to try and pincer Alex with his teammate, and Duke is slowly on the approach, but Alex is still sticking to this corner, and Duke is not sure about it. He might go uncleared once again, and the 4-3 rounds, he pulls out his knife, but Alex finds the kill, and he has an opportunity for the third. But what is going on? Norbert finds mopoz. There's still an opportunity for Gentlemates to come back into this, but Norbert is slowly ripping it away. Martinez is left in the 1v2. Norbert's close by. The AK shots don't hit, but neither do the AWP, and mizu cleans it up. What the hell am I watching? I don't know what to say. Norbert doesn't deserve to be here. I mean, Norbert has had some great impact across this map. I can't say the same about his performance on Nuke, but I think that goes for all of HOTU. But look at this. The swagger being shown from the side of Gentlemates. mopoz gets aggressive in towards Monster and finds frontales lacking. EVG's on the reswing towards short, but Norbert's toes were tickled by that Molotov. Bomb still down in towards T-Con for the side of HOTU. They have a free reposition in towards this A site if they so please, but they have to get a move on now. UBP scooped up for Duke as well. No Bogdans will be needed. Nade just narrowly nicks mopoz. Oh, look at this. A hefty rotation down to this B site from the Gentlemates, just as HOTU are trying to reposition towards A. They're leaving Martinez alone to jump spot, but look. Gentlemates are trying to get aggressive and trying to collect information, but just as they thought about it, it's called off. They're just going to pull a gamble rotation back in towards this A site. Flashbang over the top of long corner. Martinez is going to offer one in return, but is taken out by Duke with the AWP. That's the frag that I think determines the rest of this round. And as the utility flies over the top, Sausol's going to try and find his way in towards slant, and Alex is going to be there to support. Flashbang to blind the long players, but mizu and Norbert find their kills. It's Davy G and mopoz to prevent HOTU from finding 8. And I did not think Duke would be able to wield that op with such prowess, but here we are. 2v4 post-plant. Flashbang and smoke on the belt of Davy G. 2v4 retake has to come to fruition first. Spot is had on towards Norbert, but he instantly retreats back towards Dice. Two of these HOTU players are sitting Dice and have to find the reswing, and it's going to be kAlash to close it out. It's 8-4 in half number 1 of the third map of our grand final here at the Roman Imperium Cup V. And that round alone, Duke had so much impact. Gets dropped down early, able to find the AWP and reswing, but the fact that that even happened... They show the... I love it. I love it. And kAlash is fired up as well. Wow. What a first half of play. And Gentlemates, realistically, it felt like they just had to figure out how HOTU wanted to approach these rounds. Because as we got later into that first half, there were some key information pushes in towards water that sometimes HOTU were able to avoid, but they didn't necessarily know how to work around those information pushes that Gentlemates were pulling off. So in the T side, hopefully they'll be able to manipulate some of the information that they're giving towards HOTU. Feels like we're going to see just that in this round. mizu's gone to clear short pipe and isn't going to spot anything towards Monster, so I would assume he's going to be enticed to keep walking through, but mopoz, I think he saw the leg, maybe on the mini... Oh! But it doesn't matter. It does not matter. A beautiful shot from mizu. Not going to spot anything else on the jiggles, so he's now debating on whether or not he should rotate away, but the double swing comes in, and that confirms that this hit is coming towards B. Flashbang in towards Monster, doesn't find its mark, and doesn't dissuade the push, but Alex is going to be the one leading the charge. There's a crossfire set up. Mizu's able to activate first, but Norbert activates from behind the pillar and is able to find Davey G with the dual Berettas. Alex is good for one. Norbert finds two. Martinez is good for the trade, but Frontales is still here sitting towards ramp. Can't connect the shots with the USP, but it's dropped down to 40 HP. Duke is here towards short and finds the bomb down on Martinez, so it's all onto sausol. Has a 1v3 ahead of him, 32 HP, and a Glock 18 to work with. 3 USPs to fight against. He has to try and isolate these duels, but it doesn't. Oh, no. They're just sending the B-hop around. Duke will be the one to clear it out. kAlash is screaming at the top of his lungs, and it is a solid pistol round from HOTU. That is amazing. Oh. And the beautiful flick from mizu to start the round. Norbert able to find 2 kills. Frontales just going B-hopping around to drag the attention. That is exactly how you want to start half number 2 if you are HOTU. And interestingly enough, Gentlemates are going to force back into this one, but it's going to be a relatively terrible buy. But as I say that, Davey's able to separate the head from the shoulders of Duke. Frontales is close by with an M4A1S, and this is what I was talking about, how HOTU preferred in their match against Fnatic, and even in these earlier maps, when they're on that second round bye, to stick to the range game, but Duke pays the price the one time they do not. kAlash has an aggressive angle, but is immediately drawn back. Flashbangs hit its mark. kAlash finds 2. mizu's good for 1, but it's all onto mopoz and Martinez. MP9 is scooped up from Martinez, but he also scoops up the bomb and is trying to make an exit towards this B site. The rotation is heard, though, from Norbert, and he instantly gets dropped down to 8 HP. This round's looking a little bit scary. mopoz has full control of this B site. Bomb has a free rotation in, and Martinez also has an MP9. So if there's anyone that's going to go down to it, it's going to be Norbert. But if Martinez can find a duel onto one of these full HP players... Oh! No way. mopoz finds the head. Activation for Martinez. Can't connect the dots. Martinez finds the kill, and mopoz finds the Tech 9. Gentlemates pull off the round of their lifetime and convert the eco round against HOTU. And that's rifles recovered. That's money in the bank account. And that is confidence in the sales of gentlemen. Or the Gentlemates. I keep calling them I keep calling them the gentlemen. Money, absolutely a dumpster fire for the side of HOTU. kAlash is going to be the only one with some semblance of firepower with the MP9. It's going to be a 3-man posture in towards bathrooms. Duke is going to be jump spotting from the generator. Gentlemates trying to play a patient game. David G is trying to find some sort of opening out towards long. HOTU aren't ones to play funny business. Assuming kAlash is going to try to take the first bit of contact, and then swing is going to be prepped from Duke. Flashbang in. Davey G can't find the kill. Frontales and Duke able to capitalize, and kAlash somehow finds a kill down long with an MP9. These rounds are as back and forth as they get, and now the turns are tabled. Duke finds sausol. It's all on the mopoz. I mean, this is... These are the matches that you live for. Whether you're a player, whether you're a caster, whether you're a community member just watching, this is the Counter-Strike that you live for right here. Beautiful shot from kAlash. 5-round lead from HOTU. Only 3 rounds away from becoming the champions of the Roman Imperium Cup V. Round 16 starts with aggression out towards long. mizu's going to take the charge, spots the first player walking through the smoke, and that's going to be sausol hitting the floor. mizu offers up a little bit more of a spam, but has support from kAlash, but he hits the floor, getting stuck on the tree. So a little bit of a failed movement. does result in a man advantage for Gentle Mates, and that immediately draws a posture change from HOTU as well. Flashbang in towards Monster. mopoz is caught off guard, but the full rotation from Gentle Mates is already underway. Smoke in towards Monster denies any further push, but Norbert almost dies trying to offer up what feels like an unnecessary spam. Covers the AK-47 and is immediately going to try it for a more passive angle. Oh, but he might not get the opportunity. It's boost v boost. AVG's going to go up, but so is Norbert. Norbert finds the first kill onto DVG. Now knows there's another player tucked in towards short, but Martinez finds the activation. Scoops up the M4A1S, so he has a little bit more firepower to swing this round, but Alex has identified where frontales is. Norbert still awaits in towards pit, so name's not necessarily being tracked, but mizu makes his presence known towards heaven. Alex makes his way in towards the site. Norbert still activating from backside, but spams him through the railing. Frontales collects the skull, and HOTU only need 2 to become the champions. And what once was stressful body language from the side of HOTU has turned into smiles, screaming from kAlash, handshakes, and fist bumps all the way around. And now Gentle Mates are the ones looking stressed. The sweat is on the brow. The pressure is building on the shoulders of this squad. In what on paper should have been a relatively one-sided matchup. But now, I mean, it is a polar opposite. Final tactile now is expended for the side of the Gentle Mates. I actually don't remember who that was for. I think it might have been Gentle Mates. Either that or HOTU, one of the two. Only 2 teams in this match. Instant monster smoke will be deployed. Counter Molotov is not in order. Gentle Mates only have upgraded pistols to work with. Bomb scooped up. Gentle Mates trying to posture around this B site, but not without making their presence known in connector. The 4-man bolstering of this B site defense. Looking towards Monster, Molotov in towards short, dissuades the push for the time being. But still, Gentle Mates have 2 smokes, 2 flashbangs to make their way in towards this B site. You just have to wait for the utility to finally dissipate. But just as it does, it's going to be refreshed. We're playing a close angle, prep for the flashbang, activates, finds 2 great kills with the AK-47. That's the monster push halted. Counter flashes, grant mizu 2 kills, and Norbert is going to collect his 3rd. It is series and tournament point for HOTU, 1 round away from calling themselves the champions of Roman Imperium Cup V, taking their share of $6,000 US. And, I mean, Gentle Mates, they look like they've resigned themselves. What once was a fired-up squad. I mean, look, Martinez is even stressing out, wiping sweat off the brow. And in this last round of play, all they have is 2 rifles, 2 Desert Eagles, and a Tech 9 to work with. Not the tools that you want. But I've said it once and I'll say it again. Gentle Mates have pulled off crazier. And as expected, it's going to be a slow round from the side of the Gentle Mates, just trying to collect information and poke and prod around the map. But playing slow is what HOTU specialize in. Minute and 5 seconds left on the clock. Gentle Mates are posturing towards this A site. HOTU have already gotten rotations underway as well. So the moment the Gentle Mates come knocking on the door, will be the moment that HOTU activate. Nuke is going hunting around the corner for generator. I believe he heard a footstep, but no, he might not clear it, and does. But oh my lord, sausol's able to find the kill. That's a rifle for the recovering, and now gentlemates just have to push the pause button. I almost want to say that that position that AVG was in was going to secure the rotate, but mizu finds 2 kills with the AK-47, able to wrangle the spray. kAlash is going to be the next one served up on a platter, but it hasn't activated towards pizza. Frontales allows him not to need to, but we're dropped down to the 2v2. Rifles in hand for the side of gentlemates. They're looking to live for another day, but Norbert can't do it. Gentlemates halt the win streak of HOTU and live to fight another round. Six rounds in a row is what is needed to take us to overtime. And the money is starting to look halfway decent for the side of the gentlemates. 2 AK-47s, rifles all the way around though, but sausol's gonna eat a little bit of spam from mizu. Water position has been taken from mopoz as well, trying to replicate the role that Norbert was playing. But Duke is kind of left on an island. Has support from frontales, but realistically, as soon as Duke goes down, that's just going to prompt frontales to send running for the hills. Flashbang pops. Duke is able to activate as he held the trigger just for a moment. Flashbang rings over the top of connector. Duke offers up an HE grenade and does not find its mark. Minute and 5 seconds left. Back towards the B site for the side of gentlemates. But just as that happens, HOTU have sent a player back up towards this A site. Norbert and mizu going to be the sole proprietors of this B defense, and they have the crossfire to do it. mizu sat wood wall, waiting for a short push. Is going to allow Norbert to take contact and then go to reswing. Monster Smoke denies a push through Monster, so all of the gentlemates are going to try and bust it through this short position. And with 25 seconds left, HOTU have to be guessing at where this round will end. Sausol's going to be the one to lead the charge. mizu is going to be the person to really stunt the growth of the gentlemates, but the flashbangs will assist. mizu's able to find 2 great kills. It's a great start to the defense of the B site, and only 9 seconds remain. Martinez and Davy G have to clear out the angle, and they're only good for 1, but Norbert closes it out with a 3K. HOTU are your Roman Imperium Cup V champions, and in what great fashion. What great fashion. A 13-0 loss on Nuke into a dominating performance on Overpass. What more can you ask for from HOTU? And props to them for being able to completely reset their mental. I mean, we talked about how devastating a 13-0 loss